Promises to shut down I-5. Demonstrators say they'll take over the Interstate bridge tonight as they demand justice for police brutality. But for now, they remain off the bridge, heading out from a rally in Vancouver's Esther Short Park. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Dan Tilkin in for Jeff tonight. Let's go right to our Lisa Balick, who's been tracking the demonstrators this afternoon. She is on Hayden Island.
There was a small group that showed up here, a much larger group that has showed up at Esther Short Park over in Vancouver. Take a look at the bridge right now. We understand the group from Esther Short Park is moving this way towards the bridge. There was a lot of concern that the folks would march in the middle of the highway rather than on the narrow walkway. What we understand, though, at this hour is there are some counter-protesters who are ready to meet them at the bridge. We'll see what happens there. Now, the Black Lives Matter protest would have a huge impact on north and southbound I-5 traffic on a Friday night if they do end up marching on the roadway. Organizers I talked with from the group Mad PDX say they have no plans to block traffic, but state police on both sides are ready to divert drivers just in case. Protesters started to gather just after 3 this afternoon at Esther Short Park. Protest organizers told me they don't support violence or criminal activity, but they want their voices heard.
The problem is police brutality, but yet the police officer from Multnomah County and from Vancouver, Clark County, both called me, and they both said if they can help in any way, they'll aid us to march down to the bridge. They'll block off traffic for us. They'll do multiple different things to help us make things run more smoothly. So every person is safe. Every person is accounted for. And I was like, yeah. I was like, that's amazing to me.
Now, again, state police on both sides are aware and ready to assist with driver detours or any clashes between groups, and they're ready to start closing off I-5 on either side of the bridge if needed. Now, we are here monitoring this situation throughout the newscast. We will bring you the latest as it unfolds in this newscast. Live on Hayden Island, Lisa Balick, KOIN 6 News.
So happening right now in Portland's Terry Shrunk Plaza, the Portland Interfaith Clergy Resistance is holding a Juneteenth vigil. It's to observe the emancipation of slaves and to call for an end to police violence. Members of the group hosting the event have joined dozens of protests to witness police tactics. Again, this one is downtown Portland near the Federal Building and the Justice Center. Our Jacqueline Abad has been marching with another group since late this afternoon. She is at King Elementary School in North Portland right now. Jacqueline.
Yeah, Dan, we're here at King School Park, and you can hear the music behind me. Take a look. You can see that there are thousands of people here in the crowd. Now, these were some of the demonstrators that were part of the march earlier today. Now, they marched from Peninsula Park all the way to King School Park. It's about a 1 mile march. Now, thousands of people are here gathered. They're out here enjoying food and music. And now, at one point during the demonstration, we heard from a number of speakers who said that today is a day to celebrate Black lives, to uplift and strengthen the Black culture. You can see people out here are peacefully demonstrating, and they are really out here to celebrate Juneteenth. Now, I had a chance to speak with a number of demonstrators, and I'm joined by Kay over here. Kay, can you tell me a little bit about why you decided to come out here today?
Yes, because this is a historic moment for Blacks in Portland.
And, you know, what message do you want the community to get as you guys are out here to celebrate Juneteenth?
We got to make a difference one step at a time. So if we can just learn our history, we'll make change happen.
Great. Thank you so much, Kay, for joining us. And we'll continue to be out here at King School Park as demonstrators continue to talk. We expect more speakers to take the stage in just a couple of minutes. And if anything happens here at King School Park, we'll be sure to let you know. Dan, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Jacqueline, we're going to go to breaking news now. We're going back to Vancouver. This is a live picture where the group of demonstrators there from Esther Short Park are about to walk on the Interstate Bridge. This is in downtown Vancouver, the on-ramp there that takes you right on to I-5. This is where SR 14 kind of wraps around, and also where you go from downtown there. And you can see, if you forward of your picture and to the right is where the Interstate Bridge is. And there's the flyover from SR 14 right there. So this is the group of folks who are now headed to the bridge. As you can see, they're in the middle of the roadway right now. We don't know when they get to the bridge whether they'll continue on the roadway or whether they will go on the footpath that runs alongside the bridge. And we haven't had a lot of information on this rally. It's something that first appeared on social media yesterday or the day before. We and other news outlets have been trying to get information on who was organizing it, who was behind it, whether this was actually a real thing or not. and how many people would be involved. We've had her information there would be two different groups, one on the Vancouver side, one on the Portland side, and that they would meet in the middle and take over I-5. The group on the Oregon side, I think Lisa Balick said there was just a handful of people, not many people there. The bulk of the people are coming from downtown Vancouver, headed now over I-5. There have been warnings all day from the City of Vancouver, also from the Washington Department of Transportation, also from ODOT, and maybe OSP, that drivers should be aware that this could happen and could block traffic. As they are approaching the on-ramp there, to the left of your screen is I-5 proper, and you can see in the distance there the twin pillars of the drawbridge span, the draw span, from that 100-year-old bridge there. Folks are now stopping on the on-ramp. I cannot hear what they are saying. I do not have that piped into my ear, so I can't understand what they are saying or what they are communicating. We don't have any audio, I'm being told. So it doesn't appear to me, as I look, that any traffic is going southbound. All the traffic is northbound. I'm going to take an educated guess that the Department of Transportation, probably with the Washington State Patrol, has blocked southbound traffic in anticipation of it. Over there you see Department of Transportation that is coming around from one of the entrances to I-5 southbound there. Now you can see folks that are on I-5 proper as they go southbound on the bridge. If you've seen social media today, there are two very different views of this. Some people saying this is what needs to happen, other people irate that this is happening, and the polarization of our country continues, and as people see this in very different lights. This has been billed as a Black Lives Matter situation, but again, the organization behind this has been somewhat of a mystery to us and other journalists. I can read to you what was posted on social media from a group called Black and Better, purporting to be behind this. Come join us June 19th as we stand together for a nonviolent resistance rally. We ask all our brothers, sisters, and supporters to join arms with us as we continue our fight for equality and justice in our Black communities. Come together with us and demand justice for the Black blood shed due to police brutality, but also as we shed light on all the injustice and imbalance that people of color deal with on a daily basis, as you hear the crowd chanting George Floyd right now. They continue. We also ask our community to help us celebrate Juneteenth, the day people of color gained independence. On this day, we want to uplift our Black kings and queens and show our support. We're back and better. We are Black and better. The I-5 takeover meeting is at Esther Short, and then they say that people on the Oregon side may be joining them. There is what I believe to be, I've been told, is a group of counter demonstrators to the right of your screen, waving American flags and some other flags which that I don't quite recognize. An American flag with vertical stripes. I'm not sure what that is. So this group, again, has left Esther Short Park and marched to the on-ramp on I-5 southbound with the Interstate Bridge. And they are moving south. Traffic, we believe, is still moving northbound on the other span. Of course, these two spans are separated, and I don't believe there's any way that anybody, once you're on the span, could get to the other span because there's water in between. I could be wrong about that, but that is my recollection from being across that bridge countless times. So this, of course, is in observation of Juneteenth, and we've been telling you about Juneteenth tonight. June 19th, 1865, about 2 months after the Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered a Union general, Gordon Granger. He arrived in Galveston, Texas, and informed the slaves there that they were free and the Civil War had ended. Now, his announcement put into effect the Emancipation Proclamation, which had been issued more than 2.5 years earlier, of course, January 1st, 1863, by President Abraham Lincoln in his famous Declaration. So 2.5 years it took for the slaves in Galveston, Texas to receive word and to be freed. Obviously, the name combines in June and 19th, and so that is what they are observing. Now, in 1980, Texas became the first state to actually designate Juneteenth as a holiday, though the recognition of the country has been largely symbolic, but we have seen it gain traction across the country. The Mayor Ted Wheeler has made it a city holiday in Multnomah County as well. Moves in Virginia, and one other state which escapes me right now is also moving to make it a paid holiday. You can see this crowd of several hundred people going across the Interstate bridge southbound, we believe headed to Hayden Island, Jansen Beach. As we saw earlier, there was a counter demonstration. They seem to have passed each other without any conflicts. This is the view from the one camera. I don't know what is happening at the trailing end of this. We are now seeing them here to stop in the middle of the I-5 bridge southbound. It is difficult for me to hear what is happening. Earlier, they were chanting George Floyd, and obviously been chanting Black Lives Matter. This is one of several demonstrations happening around our area today.